So we just finished watching Angel, the episode, not the TV show. We'll probably get to the TV show maybe down the road, but anyways. In this episode, Buffy is attacked by some new vampires. The Master is ramping up his attacks on Buffy, so he sends these vampires called the Three after her. And Angel, he shows up to help Buffy. And what do we learn about Angel at this point, Cora?
He's a vampire.
Yeah. But he's not just any vampire. What makes Angel so special?
The only good vampire.
With a soul.
With a soul. Oh
now,
God.
what this basically means is he was turned into a vampire almost 300 years ago. And he attacked some Romanian girl who was part of a gypsy clan, and gypsies are like witches in this world. And they cursed Angel to have a soul, which means he is still a vampire, but since he has a soul, he can remember everyone he's ever killed, everyone he's ever tortured as a vampire. So it causes him to feel bad and sad about taking all those lives. Because normal vampires don't have a soul. They don't feel bad about killing people because they have no soul. Do you understand?
Uh-huh.
So that's why he's a good vampire, because he has a soul. So instead of feeding on humans, he feeds on like rats and small animals for blood to keep him alive.
And I guess also other vampires. Well, he doesn't.
No, he can't feed on other vampires.
I know, but what I'm talking about is like he also kills vampires, I guess.
Yes, but only to help Buffy. This is a new thing for him. He didn't start doing this a lot. He just started recently.
I know. I was about to say that.
But we get a pretty big death in this one. Who does Angel end up killing?
I guess Buffy's mom, even though it was
No.
an angel.
They set it up. She sets it up to make it look like Angel tried to attack Buffy's mom. But who is she? Who's the friend?
I don't know.
She was from the first episode, Darla.
Darla! Sorry, I couldn't remember.
And what did we learn about Darla and Angel?
They were friends, I guess.
No, Darla was the one who turned Angel.
He was?
Yeah,
Wait, so at the beginning of the first episode of season 1, when we saw that cutscene at the beginning where we saw a boy and a girl, I guess that was Darla and Angel. And
No, that was just Darla and some kid.
I thought that was the boss.
No, we will see, I think they show us much later on, either in this series or maybe it was an Angel, I can't really remember. We will see a clip of Darla turning Angel, and we'll actually see a clip of the person that turned Darla into a vampire as well. But no, she was the one that turned Angel. And Angel turned another vampire named Drusilla, which you'll end up meeting. And Drusilla turned probably the best vampire that we'll end up meeting next season.
What do you mean, like the best the best good vampire or the best bad vampire? I have no idea what
he's a little bit of both, but you're gonna love him. He's so funny. And I'm gonna ask, and at the end of this, I want to find out who you like more. And the vampire I'm talking about, the one I want you to pay attention for, is a vampire named Spike.
Oh, I think I remember him.
But after a while, because I don't want you to say, you can keep saying throughout actually if you want. You can say, who do you like more, Angel or Spike? But I think you're going to end up liking Spike more. Spike's really funny. Even when he's being bad, he's still pretty funny.
I think I do remember Spike.
How? We haven't met him yet.
Oh, so he's the dude who's knocking on the window and flying at the same time.
No, you're thinking of the movie. Quit thinking of the movie.
I'm sorry.
The movie doesn't matter anymore. The movie just set up her arrival in Sunnydale. That's the only real connection that the movie has to this. Sorry. Other than that, they never bring up the movie again.
Sorry, the movie's stuck in my head, and also those two are...
No characters from the movie ever come back. Nothing.
Except Buffy, but she is the main character, duh.
Yeah, she's the only character that you will ever see from that movie.
Because she's the main character, duh.
But they don't even ever talk about it. At least not extensively, I think, after the first season, so... Yeah. Alright, well, we're going to move on to the next episode. We'll see you all there.
Bye!
Alright, so this episode is entitled, I, Robot Eugene. So, what... I guess I'll just say it. Okay, so the school is getting some new computers, and they're scanning the books in. And actually, before we see this scene, we see a scene of this weird green demon thing that kind of has like a hypnotic thing, like a hypnotic persuasion over some people. Basically, it wants everybody to love him, and then it kills you while you're in love with him. Weird. I don't get it, but whatever. That's what we're going with. I really did not care for this episode much. This is one of those where I would skip it. The only big thing that really happens in this is we're introduced to a new character who kind of becomes a stay for a while. Miss Calendar, who will be important much later down the road. But she'll be around for at least a little while. I think she's here for like 2 seasons. Like this season and then next season. So, other than that, so they're scanning these books. The demon's released into the internet. And it decides to, for some reason, stick around Sunnydale, luring teens to do its bidding and build it a new body. So, basically, Giles and Miss Calendar, they perform some magic and lock the demon basically out of the internet. It gets stuck in this cybernetic body, and Buffy has to go defeat it. So, did you like this episode, Cora?
No.
Yeah, I think you were getting a little bored. I think that's why you were falling asleep. So... But yeah, that's basically this episode. So, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Bye.
Alright, so we just finished the episode, The Puppet Show. So, in this episode, there's a demon, or something, attacking students in the talent show. We also meet the brand new principal.
Yes, which I hate.
Played by the same actor that also portrays Quark from Deep Space Nine and Star Trek Next Generation. And they start suspecting this kid who has a puppet that seems to be talking on its own. But what's the twist here, Cora?
The puppet is the one killing.
No, it was hunting the killer. It was actually a man who was a demon hunter who was trying to track down the last in the line of demons and stop them, basically.
Can I get a blanket on my mommy to warm my coat?
So, did you like this episode?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's a nice episode. Not the best graphics. Like, the puppet's mouth doesn't really move very convincingly. I've seen better work with actual ventriloquism.
And also the neck. We never seen the neck move in those puppet shows.
Yeah, you do. They move their necks all the time. Anyways, but honestly, this is an episode, if you really don't want to waste your time with it, or if you've already seen it once, you can really just skip this one. So, that's going to wrap up for this episode, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, 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 bye.
Alright, so we just finished the episode Nightmares. And in this episode, people's... What?
People's nightmares come true.
Yep.
By a little boy.
Yep.
About this tall.
Yep. And, nothing really spectacular in this episode. It turns out that the coach is actually the one who beat up the little boy. And so he gets arrested. And the boy comes out of his coma. Visually, it was okay of an episode. This is another one. I would just say skip this one. It doesn't really play into the overall story much. Which is, the stuff with the master. Although there is a little scene with the master. I don't really know if that was real or fake. But, yeah. So, did you like that episode, Cora?
A little bit.
A little bit. And what would your worst nightmare be? Because you said during the episode that one would be your worst nightmare.
I would probably say, I don't know.
You forgot what you said? I can't remember exact part you said that at, but...
Oh yeah, when the bees or...
Oh, the giant bees are flying around town?
Yeah, that would be my worst nightmare because I'm afraid of bees.
Well, you should be.
Once I see one, I'll probably run towards the opposite way.
Bees make honey.
I know, Dad, but...
But, alright, so that's going to wrap up this recap. We'll see you on the next episode. Alright, so we just finished Out of Mind, Out of Sight. In this episode...
There's an invisible goal. You can say the rest.
Okay, Cora, let me get to it.
Sorry, chill.
So, something attacks this boy with a baseball bat, and they find a message that says, look. Then someone else gets attacked, Harmony. She gets pushed down some stairs. Then later on, a teacher gets attacked, and by this time they're starting to figure out that the invisible attacker is actually just that, an invisible person. It's a girl that went to the school named Marcy. And basically, because they're on the Hellmouth and she felt invisible, she actually turned invisible. And by the end of the episode, she's got Buffy and Cordelia. She's about to slice up Cordelia's face. Buffy attacks her, fights her off, and the FBI show up and take Marcy away.
And then at the end of the episode, she goes into invisible school.
Yep.
Yay!
Which, none of that ever comes back around, so... Again, this one... What did you think of it, Cora?
That's probably the only weirdest episode that I liked.
You liked that one?
That is right.
Me personally, I would say skip it. But if you want context, this episode is brought back to, I think, a couple more times throughout the entire series. They'll say, like, oh, do we have a Marcy situation? And then they'll be like, no, it's something completely different this time. I think, like I said, that's mentioned a few times, but I would say skip this one if you've already seen the show and you just want to breeze through the main plot stuff. So, we'll see you all in the next part.
Bye, yay, yay.
Alright, so here we are at the season finale of Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 1. Cora, did you like this episode called Prophecy Girl?
It made no sense.
What do you mean it made no sense?
I mean, Buffy wanted to quit because she heard that she was going to get killed by the vampire, by the king vampire, I guess.
The Master?
The Master, and then at the end, the Master dies, but doesn't get stabbed in her. Like, it's more like in you, but...
It was his whole chest.
Yeah, but...
In your heart. And where his heart is, it was in that spot. So, his whole chest got impaled. The heart got impaled, too. Well, anyways, you're jumping ahead. I just asked if you liked the episode, yes or no.
Well, let's explain why.
Well, wait till we get there.
I'm sorry, okay? Chill.
Alright, so in this episode, Giles is researching this whole apocalypse thing that's coming, the release of the Master, and all that jazz. And he basically comes to the conclusion that no matter what, Buffy will face the Master and she will die. And she freaks out when she hears this and basically tries to run away from the thing, not face the Master at all, not give in to that prophecy. Also in this episode, Xander asks Buffy out finally, and Buffy basically says no. He turns to Willow and basically asked her out. And then Willow said no because she didn't want to be his second choice. I really like that aspect of it. Sorry about my phone going off. But anyways, so Buffy does go and finally confront the Master when her friends realize that nowhere is going to be safe and that she has to deal with this. But she goes and she deals with it, and the Vampire Master bites her, then throws her into a puddle of water where she drowns and dies. But luckily, Xander and Angel show up, and Xander is able to give her CPR and bring her back to life. So...
Yes, because Angel couldn't do it because he had no L.
Yes.
Because he's a vampire.
Yes. So Buffy goes and hunts down the Master, fights him, finishes him off, closing the Hellmouth for now. This apparently, as you probably can really guess, this is definitely one you should watch. It does involve the main storyline, and this episode does get referred to quite a bit moving forward throughout the series. There's going to be some kind of paradoxical thing that happens, and since I want to use small words for Cora, that means that this episode was very important to what's going to come.
I mean, here's one thing I think we should do when we're done with the episode. I'm thinking we're going to start saying what we're going to think what's going to happen in the next episode.
Well, maybe at the end of the season I'll ask for you to guess,
season, not episode, season.
Because that would be too much per episode. But the problem with that, Corey, is really it could go anywhere. But okay, what do you think is going to happen in the next season?
I think
now that the Master's dead.
I think since the Master's dead, we're either going to make a new vampire king or Buffy will have to face other creatures, except vampires.
Well, of course she's going to face other things besides vampires.
Of course, even though Achilles says, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't get it.
But anyways, so this wraps up season 1. We hope you have enjoyed these this whole review. We look forward to bringing you season 2. And yeah, so I don't know how long it's going to take to get to season 2 done, because the seasons do get longer after this. Season 1 was only 12 episodes long, and it took us about a week and a half to get through it all, with her going to school and me going to work. So we don't have time to sit around and watch them all day, but yeah, we try to watch as much as possible on my days off after she's out of school. So alright, that wraps up season 1, and we'll see you all in season 2.